Sister, I need to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable, cause sometimes I need to know the truth. Sister, I love you. We're one in the same cause we're sharing the pain of the world as we know it to be. Sister, I need you to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable, cause sometimes I need to know the truth. Sister, I
love you. We're one and the same cause we. I'm sorry, that's not me singing on there, but welcome to the Woman to Woman show where we believe truth plus transparency equals healing. Hosted by Trey Kearney, Theodora Carter, Sheila Isom, and Monetta Fields right now is on the play field right now. So we have our other beauty flies who may pop in, but right now it's just us. So welcome, ladies.
Good evening, everyone.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
How y'all doing? How y'all doing?
All
Good,
right.
good,
Glad to
good.
be here.
Oh,
Yes.
good. So, okay, of course, we start with our moment of gratitude. What are we thankful for today, this week, last week? What has really been a good moment in your life? So we could just go around the room. Whoever wants to hop in first, come on.
So I'll start. I was going to say, I think what has been a good week for me is one, my god sister is continuing to progress. They have she's awake because they kept her asleep for a little while after surgery, so that's a great thing. Got to spend some time with another one on Sunday, and I'm grateful for you ladies. Like, I literally look forward to Tuesday night at 8 p.m. So I am grateful.
Oh, come on in, Netta. You were going to speak next.
Yes, so many things to be grateful for. I'll just say I am grateful that consistency in my exercise routine has proven to be positive. I am getting stronger. I can endure those cardio hit workouts a little longer. And again, as Theo said, I'm grateful just for being here tonight and grateful that God is going to speak through us. I believe that.
Yes. Come on, Sheila. What you grateful for?
As crazy as it may seem, I am grateful for the change in weather because every day is something new and it just brings new life to each day.
That is awesome. Welcome, Beauty Fly Regina. What are you grateful for with your pretty lips tonight? We see you.
I am grateful for, even though it's 2 months down the line, but I am grateful for the end of my journey of raising my grandson.
Yes. Okay.
In May, that will be the end of that journey.
Yeah, that is good.
So, truly, because that's why I was running a little late because I had to go downstairs, prepare his dinner, do all this stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, we're glad you made it. We was waiting. We knew you was gonna come in. Let me see. What am I grateful for? I am grateful for the men and the women who have inboxed me and celebrated me and sent me emails today and yesterday who just said thank you, and everything that you're doing has grown me, moved me, and is really helping me. And a lot of times, and I was talking about this earlier on another call, a lot of times I will say, it's okay, it's not that big of a deal. But for somebody to say that I changed their life, I am grateful that God was able to use me in that capacity for somebody to say that I changed their life. So I'm grateful that God is using me. I am grateful that God is using us, as we said at the beginning when we prayed before we came in, that we would ask Him to use just some ordinary women to do some extraordinary things. So I'm glad that I am here with my beauty flies and that we are just some ordinary women doing some extraordinary things. Even though we extraordinary, but we just gonna say ordinary because we don't want to be vain or egotistical. But we doing extraordinary things. So come on in, ladies. So our topic tonight came from our beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous sister, Regina. She said something when we were on our mastermind call on Sunday. And we talked about, she said something about, this is not her exact words, but I'm going to paraphrase it, that she felt like she was behind and catching up with us, with the rest of us, because she is our auntie, right? We ain't gonna say our mother figure because she's too fly for that, but she is our big auntie. And she said she felt like she was behind, and that really stayed in my spirit up until the Sunday, Monday, when I was thinking about what should our topic be. And what came to me was late bloomers. So, Regina, why don't you come in and just talk a little bit about what would make you feel like that?
As I said on our call, I had a lot of ideas. I always had ideas. I always was I had the entrepreneur mindset, but it took me a long time to grasp onto it, like years and years and years. I had so many ideas in my 20s, my 30s, and I was just throwing them out there to people. And then so many people just took my ideas, and I would get mad, but they took them because I shared them. I didn't do anything about it, and I sat on it. And then being as a beauty fly now, I feel like, yes, I'm the oldest, and I feel like I was catching up. And I am so grateful that you ladies, my beauty flies, changed that mindset on me on Sunday. And I was thankful for that, because I felt like I was in my latter years trying to catch up to be, well, I'm almost at retirement age. And so now I have to look at it. That's just a new beginning. Age is just a number. And I have always said in the last 4 or 5 years, I'm going to be the Colonel Sanders. I'm going to get my greatness in my latter years. But sometimes I forget about that.
Woo! We got to shout for that. So the reason why we're here tonight, we want to encourage, inspire, and motivate somebody who thinks that they are a late bloomer, or they missed their time, or it's too late for them. So we wanted to just touch on this a little bit. And I wanted the beauty flies to come in and help somebody. And sometimes, the world puts such pressure on us, right? Just think about when you were 30, right? Or a 30-year-old woman right now who has friends who are married and has children. She feel late. Honey, you're not late. You right on time. Just because they got them kids and they had their kids at 18, 25, got married, it's just not your time yet. So that's the avenue I wanted to take it from, because Regina's talking about it from a standpoint of, I'm a seasoned woman, but there's so many other people who feel like, they're late because they're not in the same time frame as the people around them. Like, say for instance, somebody started a business and the other person's like, I didn't start a business yet. Somebody had a baby. Oh my God, my ovaries, my eggs are no. So jump in, ladies, and let's talk about this change of mindset. So whoever wants to jump in, come on in.
It's funny because I was just having this conversation with my cousin, and I was saying to him, even looking at me, right, at the point that, I decided to start, my business, to go back and get a coaching certification. And I was probably 52, 53, maybe. I don't know, right? And so I felt like I was starting late, but then I had to realize that I was saying to him, I realized that it wasn't that I was starting late. I was starting when I was supposed to. And the most important thing was for me to just continue to move forward, right? And not to stop, right? Because I think that's another thing that kind of trips us up. And that's at any age. It's not whether we consider ourselves to be seasoned, we consider ourselves to be late. I think there's a point where, people feel like I should have done this prior to whatever stage they're at. And so either they decide not to get started, or they get started and either fear or something else stops them from moving forward. So the way I look at it is that whenever you get started with doing that thing that you desire to do, that's the point that you're supposed to get started. And the most important thing is to not stop. You just have to really be focused and motivated to move forward. and you may have to do it at an accelerated rate. But, you know, when it's your time, it's your time. Everything comes when it's meant to come to you and for you.
Oh, y'all see, I'm using my mic because y'all know I'm so animated. Like when I'm editing, I'm like, I can't. I was trying to edit that and not have me in it, so I'm starting to mute my mic. So when I'm editing, y'all don't hear me in the background. But hallelujah, Theo, for that one. Netta, you wanted to say something?
I was thinking with the question you posed, late according to who?
Woo! Woo, woo, woo,
We're all unique. We all have our own experiences. We all have a journey that is unique to us because we are uniquely created. So do you think the God that would create us uniquely would give us all the same time frame? So I just believe things like Theo was saying will happen when they're supposed to, because when we move forward in our purpose, we have to have some type of experiences to undergird and support what we're called to do. So there's no real time frame that is specific to everybody. We all are individual and unique in how we move forward.
Come on in, Sheila.
I like that. But you know, I have been in my career now for almost 35 years. It's something that I fell into and stuck with it, right? But one of the things that I always continually say to myself is, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. Because by having that mindset, I'm not limiting myself to just someone who works in the insurance claims field. That means that I'm still going out there and I'm searching for something that's going to define me or be my next career or be something that I do in addition to my full-time job. Still never limiting myself to what my purpose is.
Come on, y'all on fire tonight. Come on in, Regina.
Oh, I made it. Everything you ladies said is just really on point, and you spoke that into me. And sometimes I deal with, which I didn't know. One of my leaders at church told me one time, she was just talking about me, and I just kept putting myself down. And she said, "You have," and I might be saying it wrong, imposter syndrome. Where you have, like, you don't see the greatness in yourself and other people do. So being a beauty fly, I have started seeing the greatness in me, and I just love it. So you're right. In any time it's God's time, and I am a seasoned woman who had millennial kids. Can you believe that?
Wow.
My kids are millennial kids, so I skipped the X generation and I jumped right into the millennial. So I had to learn how to deal with that. So, you know, and it kept me on my toes because I had two teenage boys. One is 20, one just turned 30, and my baby, the youngest son, will be 26 July 25th. So they still in there just 20. So
Oh, that's really interesting.
Yeah.
We didn't know that about you. So you was around here frolicking with the young folk, huh? Talking about you behind somebody. You ain't behind nobody. Now we get it. One thing I wanted to say was, a lot of times for the people who are late bloomers, let me just say, sometimes we get stuck in doing what people thought we should do for so many years, right? We have families who are in the postal business. We have families who are, police officers, firefighters. We have families in the insurance business who grandfather us into these things. And we think that this is what we're supposed to be doing. So we spend 25 years doing something that somebody told us we were supposed to be doing, or 30 years, right? And then or attorneys or accountants. Not that we're knocking any of these occupations, but they're not for anybody. But if that is your family's foundation, a lot of times we get sucked into that, like, I'm supposed to be doing this, only to find out for 25 of the 30 years, we never enjoy what we're doing. And then somebody like a group of us, like Regina said, the beauty flies come together and ignite a fire in each other to say, you know what? My whole life, I wanted to be a yoga instructor. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to start working on that because everybody thought I should be doing this, right? So one of the key things I want people to take away with tonight is, are you doing what people think? Are you a late bloomer? Or are you doing what people think that you should be doing and you're finally walking into your purpose and your calling? So I want y'all to keep that in mind as you are journeying through, whether you're 25 or 65, when you're journeying through this next chapter of your life. I want you to think about, am I doing something because I love it? Am I doing it because my family ushered me into it? Am I doing it because people expect this of me? And then I want you to reflect, journal, and say, if I could be anything in this world, if I could be my 5-year-old self, if I could be that 5-year-old girl or that 5-year-old boy, and I wanted to be I want you to tap into that because it's probably connected to your purpose. Y'all can come in anytime y'all feel like y'all want to add.
That's so good, Trey, because that's what I was about to say. I was going to say, I often say to people, right? If you go back and think about how you used to dream as a child, that I'm going to be this, I'm going to do that. Like, think of the little girl who one day wakes up and decides that she's a princess. And then she has her mother go out and buy her like the crown and all the stuff. And she believes she's a princess, and she walks and she talks and she acts like a princess, right? And that is something that we have as children. But along the way, for some reason, we lose our ability to dream or to think that our dreams can possibly come true, right? And then I think, like Sheila said, I'm like Sheila, I fell into HR, right? That wasn't something that I had really desired to do. I fell into it. I liked it. I was good at it. I thrived in it. And even when I started getting to the point of like, oh, woe is me, I kept doing it, right? And the crazy thing is, it was COVID, as horrible as COVID was and is, and all of the death and everything that happened. For me, COVID was a time where I was forced to sit still. Outside of the fact that I had went through something that ended up with me being in coaching and working with you, Trey, and beginning to journal, and then also beginning to awaken, right, some of the dreams that I had. But the reality is that COVID gave me the opportunity to just stop, focus, and then really begin to do some of the things that I had said I wanted to do. You're muted.
Muted, Trey.
Growing up, I had no direction at all, right? I had no direction at all. So it was just like throwing darts at a board until I hit something. And it might have been something that wasn't on the bullseye. Okay, let me try this. And a lot of us, and I can say this from a lot of us who grew up in the hood, the inner city, who had parents who were drug addicts, or, you know, the system caught them up, or they didn't have life skills. And they were leading and guiding and directing us to nowhere because they didn't know how to lead, guide, and direct. So I'm a late bloomer because I didn't have direction until I met Dee Marshall, right? I was just all over the place. And the first thing she said to me, one of the first things she said to me as my coach was, you need to locate yourself. And I was like, yeah, because I'm lost in life. I don't know where I'm at. I don't even know why I'm here working with you. All I heard was her language. We're going to have spiritual growth and personal development. And I said, that sounds like a plan to me. So I want to encourage people who have not had direction, guidance because your parents didn't have it, not to knock them, not to judge them, not to be mad at them, to understand they gave us as much as they could from what they got. But I want you to go out and I want you to reach out to other sources, to coaches, to programs, whatever it is that you don't know. You can't fix it if you don't know what you don't know. Go find somebody to say, hey, like the one thing, I have a program called Life Skills, right? Because one day I sat down and I said to myself, I said, what is it that I really, when I figured out what I needed, I said, what did Dee teach me? What did my coach teach me? What did I learn from her? What was I lacking? And this is not the language that she said that she was teaching me life skills, because she didn't even know she was teaching me life skills. And I sat and I said, And I started looking up life skills because, you know, when they say life skills, a lot of times it's cooking, cleaning, you know, things of that nature. And I sat down and started looking up life skills. And one of the life skills was communication. One of the life skills was resilience. One of the life skills was critical thinking versus creative thinking. One of the life skills was empathy. Well, I was like, oh my goodness, these are the things I was lacking. So during that journey of not knowing who I was or where I was going, is because I lacked basic life skills. And ever since I enhanced those life skills from going through a coach, I have been thriving in my strengths, as Netta would say. I have been thriving. I located myself. I located what I was strong in. So I think that a lot of people who are growing up in dysfunctional families, dysfunctional homes, we just don't have the direction, and we think that we are a late bloomer. No, we just didn't know where we were going. So now that we know where we're going, we get to live in our purpose. We get to exercise our strengths. We get to bring other people along. So come on and chime in, ladies. Sheila, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I think you're so right because, you know, for the better part of our young lives, my mother was a stay-at-home mom, and my father was, you know, the family supporter, and he worked nights. You know, we had that traditional family setup. And our parents wanted, you know, still, we want you to do better than what we did, and we want you to be able to go to college. Because my mother finished high school, my father didn't, because he had to go out and work to help support his mother and his siblings. So their dream was for us to go to college. And, you know, for me, it was all about being practical. So I was following, I decided that I was going to follow the script, and I was going to go to college. I was going to go to law school because I was going to become an attorney. All the way in the background, though, I wanted to be a singer. I wanted to be a performer, an entertainer. But that just wasn't practical to me. To me, there was no such thing as living out your dream. It was about how do you make a living and make an impact somehow. So fast forward now to today, one of the things that I realized is because, you know, when I got burnt out in college, and I was like, you know what? I'm not going to apply to anybody's law school. I'm going to go out here and I'm going to go work, make myself more marketable, because that was the thing back in the day, you know, make yourself more marketable. You're more attractive to, you know, post-secondary schools if you decide to go, you know, get some work, some life experience. And, but I was burnt out, and I was like, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to go work. And that was it. And so there was no more school for me. But my son, I see the importance of living out your passion, fulfill your dreams at whatever cost. And I am supporting him wholeheartedly with that.
That's good stuff, Sheila, because I think that's one of the things that is so different, right, with the young people today from what else. Like you said, we grew up like we got to go to school, we got to go to college, we got to get a job, we got to be able to take care of ourselves. And so when I hear young people talking about their dreams and what they want to do, I'm like, do it, right? Because honestly, like what did Tim say the other night, or one of them said the other night, like 5% of all millionaires never finish high school.
Yes.
High school, right? I'm not saying people don't go to high school. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't finish high school. Right? For anybody listening, I'm not saying that. Just putting a disclaimer on there. But what were you? Right? Like, oh, I was listening to these girls and they said don't go to high school, right? High school, right? No, but what I'm saying is that it's so true. Like, and then what he said, 15% of millionaires never got a college degree, right? So
you better hold on. You better give them stats, girl. You better pull them stats. Wait a minute. I got to set my game up next week.
I was taking notes.
Copious. You were taking copious notes.
But it's so true. And I'm not saying don't go to high school. I'm not saying don't go to college. But I remember my sister right out of high school did not want to go to college. And my mother, she didn't make her go, right? Mm. And when my sister was ready, she wanted to work first. And she went to work. And then what happened is where she worked, that place where she worked paid for her college degree. They paid for her master's. She had a successful career there. She grew up through the ranks from being an administrative assistant up into the ranks. And then she retired from there at 55 years old, I want to say.
Wow.
And now she's doing what she wants to do, right? And so that's the other thing. Parents are like kids, when kids are like, oh, I want to take a gap year, or oh, I don't want to go right to college. Give them an opportunity. Give them a year or something to figure out what it is that they want to do.
Because
College is not for everybody.
Again, Theo, if you force them, they're not going to excel.
Exactly.
If you force them, they're going to be there feeling like they're being forced. So it is best to say, listen, okay, so we're going to agree on 1 year off. Because again, as parents, we just really want the best for our kids. So we do want you to go to school. But in that 1 year off, if you find your passion and your purpose and you start a business and it's productive and lucrative, your parents are going to be like, oh, okay, so maybe not. But Sheila, you said some key things. You said you were going to live, they wanted you to live their dream. Your parents wanted you to live their. I want somebody to hear that. Like, I wanted to please my parents because of their dream for me. And their dream for you wasn't this big, fantastic dream. Their dream for you was to do better than me. That meant get your father didn't graduate high school. Your mother only went to high school. So if you get a college degree, their dream is fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? And then you said, I just wanted to follow the script. I just wanted to make ends meet. And again, to you, Sheila, you said you wanted to be a singer, a performer. There are stage plays, there are plays, there are studios for you to go to record a song. Whether you want to put it out on Apple iTunes, I'm saying it ain't never too late. And I said it ain't never too late to live your dream.
Exactly. And that's why I say I don't know what I want to be when I grow up, because I'm not closing the door to anything.
Come on in, Regina. We see you over there nodding.
Yes, it was the opposite of me. Like, I felt like the same thing. My dad and mom both went to college, and I didn't want to go to college. But my dad was down, knocked me into the wall, and made me go to college. My mom if she doesn't want to go to college, they got into a big argument about that, because that was the first time my dad ever hit me. Because I didn't want to go to college. And I was like, that's okay. And he was the type that he asked me how I filled out my application. I lied and said I did. My dad was so determined. He found out within 5 minutes that I didn't do it. And he came in the living room and knocked me into the wall. And I was like, that's okay. I'm going to do it. My mom, they got it. And she's like, if she doesn't want to go, she don't have to. But fast forward to all that, I wanted to go and be this fashion designer. So my dad's like, no, I want to go to California. He said, that's too far. So he says, you go to college 1 year, and then if you decide you want to do this, then I'll let you go. So I went 2 years, and then I decided I wanted to go to California. And I did go to California, and I did go to design school, and I did go to Paris, and I did do all these things with the little optionats and the little hooda-doos in Hollywood and all of that. And to the point that I was bringing people with me without me knowing it. My best friend lived in Boston. She came to visit me. She made her husband move to California. My brothers came out to visit me. All of them relocated to California, all because of me. Then I got married and had my first child. He was born in California. And I decided, this is too much. And I got married in I think I was 31. And we went back to New Jersey. My whole life changed then. Everything, I was this person. So I was just thinking about that when I said I was a late bloomer, but I did do things in my early, I did bring people on. But when I had this child and then my marriage fell apart, I fell apart. Woo! So I lost myself. So now I'm finding myself again. So, that just struck me. I was like, wow, you used to do all these things. But see how that, just talking right now, I just realized that's what happened to me.
You gonna make me cry. You gonna like.
But I was gonna say, but that's the thing that we don't understand, right? That life is constantly us reinventing ourselves, right? And when we forget that, that's what life is, right? It's evolving, it's reinventing yourself, it's taking a chance. But what happens is life happens,
Mhm.
and then we get fearful, right?
Right. And that's exactly what
We get in our comfort zone, right? And then we're like, and then we kind of get stagnant, right? And unless something comes along that breaks that mold, right? Like for all of us, what we have in common is we all have done something like coaching or therapy or something, right? That made us think about reinventing ourselves, that made us realize that life is not over. That thing you went through is that thing. It doesn't define you, right? It doesn't mean this is where you have to stay, right? And so now we move forward, right? And so now again, I'm gonna quote some of the stuff that I wrote down. Fear is an instinct, right? That we need.
Mm.
That's what he said last night, right? We need fear. Fear is the thing that is supposed to drive us, right? Like when and when we think we're moving slow, right? What did he say? We always say, "Oh, it's not a marathon," right? But what did he say? It's a marathon with a bunch of sprints in it.
in between. Yes. Come on,
Right?
Theo.
So it's really about, and that's the thing, because I still have to remind myself when I start thinking, man, what are you doing? Right? I'm like, yo, you're reinventing yourself. You're transforming. You can do this. Get out of your comfort zone. This is out of my comfort zone. You know, this right here is out of my comfort zone. Right?
That is so good. That is so good. Listen, it's 8:30, so we're gonna do our therapy card. Hey, if you just tuned in, you are tuned into the Woman to Woman show. We're here every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, to motivate you, inspire you, and encourage you just to be great, right? Just the truth plus transparency equals healing, just to live out your dreams and to understand there are things inside of you that have not died, and all you have to do is water them. So we're going to do our therapy card. We're going to bring Netta in, who does the therapy card every week. And get your pen, paper, and your journal out, ladies and gentlemen, because we want you to answer the question too. And if you could please answer the question in the chat so we can read your answer, we would appreciate that. So come on, Netta.
So hopefully this isn't one we've done. Trey will let me know.
Or one I just don't like.
The question is from Dr. Ebony, and you can find it at drebony.com. The question is, what thoughts about yourself have helped you to get through tough times?
Oh, that's a good one.
What thoughts about yourself have helped you to get through tough times? And then at the bottom, it says, what we think can either clear the way for us or get in the way for us.
Woo! Dr. Ebony, come through. Come through with your therapy card, Dr. Ebony. Come on through. This is a good one. Read that one more time for the people in the chat, girl. And then we just gonna go around the room. Whoever want to jump in first.
What thoughts about yourself have helped you to get through tough times? What we think can either clear the way for us or get in the way for us.
Who wants to jump in first? What thought about yourself has helped you get through tough times? Well, I'll go first if nobody wants to. The thought about myself that has helped me get through tough times is that I've been through 3 things that I thought would take me out. My mom's breast cancer, my failed marriage from adultery that I committed, and the autism diagnosis of my son. And the thought of myself that helped me get through those tough times was telling the enemy, that's all you got? Because I've been through these things. I'm resilient because I've been through 3 things that you thought was going to take me out. So when something comes along now, I can actually speak the word to the enemy, whatever it is. My mama dead. My son's on the spectrum. We working through that. God gave me a provider, a protector, a man's man that I lost. And I'm still, and I forgive myself, and I'm still recovering from that and the things that happen, sometimes the thoughts. But I say, when something else happened to me, girl, do you know what you've been through? You are resilient. You are a fighter. You are a warrior. You are a winner. Because them 3 things that you've been through, would have took somebody out. So this thing right here that you're going through, this tough time, that's all you got. That's all you got. Come on in, ladies.
For me, it's, I am strictly by the word. So I find support and victory in those statements that are in the scriptures. And one of them is Jeremiah 29:11. Most of us know that one. I know the plans that I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. So whatever this thing is, God has given me what I needed to get through it. It's not going to take me out. I am who I am because God created me to be a strong person because He's in me. Therefore, when I am weak, when I am weak, He's strong. That's scripture, right? So there's nothing that can come my way that surprises God. Therefore, I can make it through whatever that thing is. It may not be easy, and most times when we're struggling, it is hard and you feel like you can't make it. But I tell myself, you can make it. You're here today. As long as you got breath in your body, you can make it.
And so I was gonna say, like, I'm kind of where Netta is, right? Like, one is where you said you are, Trey. I think about what I've been through, right, and where I came from, and how I always come out of it. So I think about what I came out of, but I'm like Netta. I go to Jeremiah 29:11, Romans 8:28, right? All things happen for the good of those who love the Lord. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I am fearfully and wonderfully made. God will perfect those things that concern me, right? And so that's how I remind myself, right, that in all reality is everything that I thought that would take me out, that would break me, that I wasn't going to be able to come back from. Not only did I come back from it, I came back from it stronger. And that's because I know who I am. I know who I was created to be. And I know that as long as I keep my eyes up and I remember who is in control of my life, that everything's going to be all right. But I will tell you, like Jeremiah 29:11, if you come in my house, it's right over my door, right over my door. And so I truly, truly believe that I know the plans that He has for me.
Yeah, and I look at it, that the saying is, God doesn't give you more than you can handle. Well, I realized that, first of all, God didn't give me everything, right? He didn't give me all of the trials and tribulations because He gave me free will. Okay. And some of those things I brought on myself. But what I do know is that regardless of whether or not it's something that He gave me or I put upon myself, He's always got my back. He is not leaving me. He is not forsaking me. That's what I hold on to.
Come on in, Regina, and bring up the end.
So, like you ladies, God is first and foremost in my life. But one of the toughest times in my life was losing. Well, I was in a drug addicted marriage, and when we were trying to work it out, and I thought we were going to work it out, my ex-husband he came to me and said that he was leaving me for another woman. That almost killed me, because not only did I go through your drug journey with you, now you're gonna get cleaned up and then somebody else, really? And I was so depressed during that time. And my son said to me, I used to just cry in my room, and I wouldn't let my son see me cry. And one day, my son asked me a question. He was little. It was about probably third, fourth grade. And I said, just give me a minute. I don't feel good right now. He goes, I know, Ma, you're in a crying season. I said, a what? He said, you're in a crying season. All you do is cry. That woke me up. I said, never again. I said, this man is not going to break me. He's not going to make me lose my mind and do something crazy. I'm going to start raising my kids. I took my butt back to church, and I said, no one will ever get me in that state again. So nothing, after I came out of that, I said, with the grace of God, I could go through anything.
Mm. Lord have mercy. We about to start shouting up in here because we done went to church. We done shared some things. And the one thing I love about each and every one of you guys is your transparency. Like it's not easy to be on a platform like this and some things come out your mouth that you didn't know you was gonna say. And you like, did I say that? Yeah, but the truth is truth plus transparency equals healing. And not just our healing, those who are listening. So if you just tuned in, you're tuned into the Woman to Woman show. I am Trey Kearney. I'm here with my beauty flies, Monetta Fields, Theodora Carter, Regina Booker, and Sheila Isom. And today we are talking all about late bloomers. And we just wanted to bust the myth that you are a late bloomer. Like Theo said, and Theo, you guys can unmute your mics. Like if you have something to say, just unmute yourself. But like Theo said, you are right. You are exactly where you are supposed to be in this season of your life. Just keep moving forward. Go back to your life. And I tell my clients this all the time, my coaching clients. I tell them, go back in your life before life happened to you. Before you were sucked dry, before them kids came and started acting crazy, before them kids took away your body and you wanted to be a model, before that man left you for another woman, before that job dismissed you. Go back to that person inside of you, that passionate person, and remember what your dream was, right? Your dream is not dead. It's just laying dormant inside you, and you can wake it up. So let's give them some advice on what they could do to either wake that dream up, or what you would say to somebody who's actually kind of sort of given up and have settled for the life that they think they're supposed to have because my father was a postman or my father was a police officer. What would you guys say to people who think, one, I'm a late bloomer, it's too late for me, and two, I am doing what everybody thinks that I should be doing?
I would say get clear on who you are. And one way to do that is through the strengths assessment. That has opened the eyes for so many, especially women that I have worked with, because we're nurturers and we are known to put ourselves on the back burner and give the crumbs of life to ourselves.
Woo!
And so once you get clear on who you are and look at that assessment and see the uniqueness, the gifts, the fearfully and wonderfully made person you are, that God made you to be, that alone lights a fire, because it's like, man, that is me. I am awesome. He doesn't create junk. I'm here to tell you, he doesn't. We have to embrace who it is he's created us to be. And I would also say, for example, my daughter has decided she's going to do a Spartan hiking event in the summer.
Wow.
I've never done that before. But guess what? I get to do it with her. I don't have to sit to watch. Who says I can't do it other than me? I'm going to stand in the way if I don't do it. It's my mindset. I can do that. So we're going to experience that together. I would just say, don't put limits on yourself. Sometimes we stand in our own way. It's not other people's expectations of us. It's not us not rising to the gifts that we actually are and have.
I'm so glad I was muted, because I
was going to say, I'm glad I was muted, because then I was thinking, how do we follow Netta? Always dropping the gems, right? I'm like, she doesn't edit off. But I totally agree that getting clear on who you are is most important. Is figuring out who you are. Strip away the titles. Strip away, I'm the mother, I'm the sister, I'm the daughter, I'm the executive, I'm the this, I'm the that. And just figure out who you are to your core. And part of that is going to have to go back to thinking about who you were as a child. I'll never forget, even when I started my coaching business and my HR consultant business, where people were like, oh, I thought you were already doing that. Or, oh, you're going to be great at that, right? The other thing is you got to have people, you got to see yourself the way other people see you, right? Because sometimes the glasses that we're looking at out of are a little distorted, right? And sometimes we got to have people that will also, you got to encourage yourself, but you also have to have some people around you who are going to be your champions. You can't surround yourself with people who are going to always be naysayers and say, well, why are you doing that? Oh, you shouldn't do that. Oh, you sure you want to do that, right? You have to have people that are going to, you have to be careful of who's in your circle. And you have to be okay with letting some people be in the balcony as opposed to the front row of your life.
Sheila, Regina, y'all want to come in with your words of wisdom? Y'all can unmute.
I would say, first of all, get some therapy, get some coaching, define yourself, like the other lady said, find out who you are. Sometimes that comes with getting coaching and counseling. I remember when I started on my journey, I took my son to get counseling because, he was just all over the place, and he didn't want to be in the counseling with the counselor. And I'm sitting there just mad and trying to get him. And so he had him step out the room, and he had me come back 1 week without him. And he said, you need counseling yourself. And I got mad at the counselor because I'm bringing my son here, but he saw the help that I needed.
Wow.
So he started counseling me. So him counseling me helped me to help my son. So I got out of my own way and started getting the help that I needed. Then I started from there, doing things that I wanted to do, even with my kids as they're being adolescents. Because when I started trying to get myself back after the marriage and just trying to rebuild from all of that, I started doing things that I wanted to do. I started traveling again. I started hiking in mountains. I just started anything that I saw that was exciting that I wanted to do. And it's trial and error. Once I tried it, I didn't like that. That's not me. But at least I tried it. You never know unless you try it.
Woo!
There you go.
Ooh, hey, come on, Sheila.
It's kind of summing up what everyone else has been saying. Find yourself, love yourself. That's where it all starts. Get out of your own way, right? Because you get the thoughts in your head and you might hear the naysayers. Get out of your own way. Don't just find your lane, but make your lane. Cross into any lane that you feel is necessary. Don't restrict yourself.
These ladies is on fire tonight. I want to say it's never too late. It's never too early. I don't care if you're 9 or you're 99. If you have a seed inside of you, a thought, an idea, because God is going to bless you through an opportunity or an idea, right? Something that's going to come in your mind, or somebody's going to come along and offer you something. Understand that might come when you're 16, or that might come when you're 60. So many times we count ourselves out because we didn't do it when they said, or we didn't do it when they did it. And what I want you to understand is comparison is the thief of joy. Stop comparing yourself to people's highlight reel to your now. That is their highlight reel. You are not seeing what they went through on the back end or how long it took them. You are looking at somebody's sparkle, diamond, shiny life. You ain't looking at the raggedy day when they had to push their car up the hill, or they had to hit their radiator with a screwdriver, or nobody wanted to help them, or they was eating hot dogs and beans for dinner every night. So many of us are stuck in this internet world of feeling late, left behind, and inadequate based on looking at somebody's highlight reel. Where you see me at today, you might think, oh, it's all gravy. Look at her. You don't know my story, so don't knock my glory. You don't know my story, so don't compare yourself to my glory. Focus on what you've been through. And again, this is my new thing that God gave me. This is my new thing He gave me about 4 months ago when I was sitting in my room. He said, your purpose is to serve the people that I assign to you through your gifts and your talents. Because I'm just sitting, we're all thinking this. Every person in the world, like coaches are making people pay millions of dollars to help them find their purpose. We're going to save the children tonight, ladies. We're going to save the children. It does not cost you $1 million to get a coach to learn your purpose. Your purpose, Netta's purpose, Theo's purpose, Sheila's purpose, Regina's purpose, and Trey's purpose, and your purpose is to serve the people that God assigned to you through your gifts, your talents, and your experiences. Now, here is the problem, right? It's not too late to live your dream. You're not a late bloomer. Here is the problem. For so many years, you were doing what people told you to do. So many years you were falling in line, following the script, like Sheila said. Now is your time to live your purpose, which is to serve the people that God assigned to you through your gifts, talents, and experiences. Your job now is to get a coach to help you tap into your gifts, talents, and what you learned out of those experiences so you can live in your purpose. Okay? So I hope that helped the children tonight, because I'm a coach, and I've had people come to me and gave me their money for me to find out that, you know what, you're good at this. This is what you should be doing. Maybe you should be doing this, to tap into their gifts and talents and their experiences. God told me that the other night, because He said, you're missing a piece. Your gifts, your talents, and your experiences and what they taught you. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have just been freed from the coach trap. And the coaches who are mad at me, be mad at me. Come on, Theo.
But I was going to say that's real talk, because here's the reality. You're my coach, right? and so let's just keep it real, right? So I'm a testimony to the fact that you are my coach, and the difference, and I didn't have to pay $1 million for you to be my coach, right? It was a great experience, right? And investing in myself and you as my coach, because the difference for you as a coach for some of these other coaches is whatever you learn, you share.
Yes.
You don't hold back, right? And so the reality is I not only learned that I need to use my gifts and my talents and my experience and get out of my comfort zone and get out of my own way and pursue my purpose and my dreams, right? I now not only get to call you my coach, but I get to collaborate with you. Woo! I get to work with you. We get to grow together, right? And so the reality is what did Tim Grover said the other day, find yourself some allies, right? It's great to have friends. I have tons of friends. I'm not going to discount them. And you are my friend. You're my friend. You're my sister. But most importantly, you are my ally. So we grow together.
Hold on. The people
we're both coaches, but we refer people to each other.
I hope people got their pens, because what they need to have, Theo. What they need to have, Theo.
Allies.
Okay, somebody need to go and write that word down and look it up, just in case you don't know what that is. Come on in, Netta and Regina and Sheila, if y'all want to elaborate on some things. Come on, go ahead, Netta.
Just quickly, there's no point in the comparison game. It leads to nothing, because guess what? There's only one you. And as Trey was saying, your experiences help define and refine the you that you are. So comparing yourself to somebody is pointless. God created you with a purpose that only you can carry out. So there's no point in the comparison game. And that's why I became a strengths coach, to help people hone in and decide and get clear. Who did God create me to be? What are my strengths? How do I use them? And we've all on this platform experienced that together as well and got more clarity, because we are allies.
Woo, wait a minute, Sheila. Netta just said something. Listen, your purpose is to serve the people that God assigned to you through your gifts, your talents, your experiences, but you need to find out your strengths. It all lines up, the pieces all fall into the pocket. If you understand, again, the lady said, go find out who you are at your core. Not somebody wife, not somebody mother, not somebody baby mama, not an electrician, not a teacher. Who are you at your core? What are you strong in when you stand up? What is your superpower? Your gifts and your talents, your experience and your strengths. Come on, Jesus. We need to add that on there. Your purpose is to serve the people who God assigned to you through your gifts, your talents, your experiences, and your strengths. Now you need to go and hone in on them skills where you are strong and get you some people around you, because Netta, Theo, Regina, and Sheila and myself, we all complement each other as allies because we all have different strengths. Netta's gifts are not my gifts. Theo's talents are not my talents. Sheila's experiences are not my experiences, and Regina's strengths are not my strengths. So that's why I could go to my sisters in the back and say, I don't know what this word means, Netta. That's why I could put up a flyer in the group and Netta could say, Trey, there's a typo on there, because that is not my strength. I don't do grammar well. And I'm okay with that because I got Netta that say, it's a typo on it. Good morning, beautiful. Just a gentle nudge. And I love it. I don't get mad like who she thinks she is to tell me I got a typo. No, I said, oh, thank you, girl. You saved. I don't want to be out here looking crazy in these streets with my grandma. So come on in, Sheila and Regina, if y'all want to come in and expound on that.
Well, and this kind of goes back to one of the conversations that we had a few weeks ago. Use those gifts, talents, experiences, and strength to overcome your fears.
Woo!
Because if you allow that fear to come in, then those 4 core items, those 4 things are not going to amount to a hill of beans, right? But you can use those, just reverse it, turn the tables around, use your strength, your talent, your gifts, and your experiences, because again, life is a journey. It's all about learning, but use those to overcome any of your fears, your opportunity areas, as we would say, those areas where you need to work on that are you're a little bit weaker in those areas. You have a foundation. Once you've worked on those 4 things, and you don't need to have those mastered, you just need to tap into each and every one of them and use those to overcome any issues.
Woo! Is this a master class? We just did a live master class.
Yes.
Come on, Regina. I know my big sister.
What I'm going to say is find your tribe.
Oh,
I've been following Trey since 2016, either late 15 or early 16. Just when she started out, I was following her. And then one time she had, I forgot what class it was. And I got on the call thinking I was going to do it. I got in my own way. Well, this costs too much money. I sent her like, oh, right now, I can't do it. All Trey said, okay. The next time, you better believe I kept following her. I said, I don't care what I got to do, what I got to move. I joined the Beauty Flies, and I've been flying ever since.
woo!
You have to get out of your own way, find your tribe, and each of us complement each other. Like when I made that statement Sunday night when we were on our master call or our monthly meeting, my sisters immediately horned in and brought me out of that. I didn't feel bad, sorry for myself, but they made me let me know they see me. I am wonderful. I'm greatly made. It's not too late. It's God's time. Don't you dare say that again. With love. But that's why you got to have the people surrounding you that's going to support you, and you draw from each other. And this has been a wonderful journey so far. I can't wait to see what we're having going forward.
Yeah.
Listen, she tied that in a nice, neat bow at 8:59 p.m. on this Tuesday night. I know Theo getting ready to come in and say something, but she tied that with a bow. Gifts, talents, experiences, strengths, and to conquer your fear and find your daggone tribe. Come on in, Theo. Come on.
I was gonna say I just have to say this from Tim Grover. So this is not even mine, but you know, he has become like my
That's
own,
right.
And so I can't even get into the whole context of this, but I'm going to say become a cleaner. Because a cleaner is somebody that changes their story. Right? That's the first thing I'm going to say from Tim Grover. Then the other thing I'm going to say to Tim Grover is stop trying to overcome something, right? Because people get stuck in trying to overcome something when they need to just kind of have to figure out, right? How they just need to move on. Right? I'm telling you, like this man, my whole notebook is filled with with everything that he has said. So I just want to say that to the people tonight. Like, first of all, become a cleaner. Change your story. You can change your narrative. You have total control over your life. You can change your narrative, right? God has a plan for you. Surrender. And just move in your purpose. You can change your story. But the other thing we have to do is we have to seriously stop being stuck in what happened to us and figure out how to move on. It's hard, but it's possible.
Woo! It's possible. It's possible. This was so rich. I don't know if anybody else got anything from it, but I did. This was so rich. These are my girls. These are my beauty flies right here. This topic was so incredibly necessary for all of us, for men, for women, for young people, because we are always on somebody else's time crunch. Your time is now. Like I said, I don't care if you're 9 or you're 99. Your time to soar is now. You have just officially, like Tim Grover said, been pushed off the ledge. What he say? Push the eagle, the mother come and push come on in there. What he say? The mother come and do what?
So once the baby eagle gets to a certain age, mama don't just kind of coax it. Mama throw the baby off the ledge and the baby has to fly.
The baby has to fly.
And he talked about not calling CPS and all of that stuff
and he's,
on the mama eagle, but you look, just fly.
And he said the baby, hold on, he said the baby has fear, but no doubt that he will fly.
That's right. No doubt that he will fly.
Come on, we gotta go, ladies. But if you just tuned in, and if you've been tuned in, thank you so much for tuning into the Woman to Woman show. We don't take it lightly. It's a privilege. It is a privilege to be in your life. Follow us on Instagram at W2W Show, W2W Show. Please subscribe to our new U Nation Network YouTube channel. And don't forget to share, because sharing is caring. Again, we believe that truth plus transparency equals healing. Remember, you are only as sick as your secrets. It's healing time. See you next Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Woman to Woman show on the new U Nation Network. See you later. Thank you, beauty flies.
Good night.
Good night.
Sister, I need to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable, because sometimes I need to know the truth. Sister, I love you. We're one in the same custody. We're sharing the pain of the world as we know it to be. Sister, I need you to walk with me on this journey. Yes, hold me accountable, because sometimes I need to know the truth.